Let me take a stretch here.
Yep. Want to check out the Norwegians?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go see what the Norwegians are up to.
I was getting confused with the Swedish.
That's very rude.
It is. I know. I feel bad, but like the countries are close together.
That is.
I know. I feel bad. Back to Pushing Daisies. We're back.
Pushing Daisies. We're back.
We're talking about the Norwegians.
The Norwegians.
Not all of them. I've never been to Norway, but I'm assuming.
I would love to go to Norway.
Me
sometime.
too. I
want to see a nice fjord.
I apologize if we get you confused with Sweden, genuinely, because I understand that it's a thing.
IKEA is the other one. I said IKEA is in the other one.
Not IKEA. No, so Norway, that's like the Vikings.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes?
Sure.
That area, Scandinavian?
Scandinavia, yeah.
Yeah? It also, like, seems cold.
It is cold. I say like I've been there. I have not, but it looks very cold.
Mm-hmm. But I'm assuming you have good stuff. Norway. Hi, Art, if we have any Norwegian viewers.
Hello to our Norwegian followers. I hope.
I was about to say Guten Tag. I'm like, that's
German.
I don't know. How do you say hello?
I don't know how to speak Norwegian. It is a Northern Germanic language, but I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know Swedish either. I have a friend who knows Swedish. I have a friend who knows Swedish, which is very exciting.
Is it the Swedish chef? We're going to talk like that.
No. I think any Norwegian followers we just had, we lost them.
Well, that wasn't Norwegian. That was Swedish.
No, we don't have any Swedish followers.
They love the Swedish chef.
Pushing Daisies.
Pushing Daisies. So this episode's a lot. We're dealing with stuff.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Let's just go for it.
Okay. So, want to start with the past? Not really.
Not really, but just gun.
You
just
have
gun
questions about this.
Just gun it. I did have questions about this.
Young Ned had convinced Eugene Mulchandani to go to war. However, like all ill-advised troop deployments, it did not come without its share of unexpected casualties.
What do you think of the outfits?
Where did they get them?
Oh!
Eugene's emotional radar was overcome, forcing a hasty retreat.
Bye!
There was no murderer to be caught, though the park ranger would believe otherwise. Waking the Dead had landed young Ned in jail. Both boys were perceived by... And while his comrades secured an honorable discharge through the strength of his parental ally, for in jail, as in life, he needed to take responsibility for his actions. It's 20 years, 10 months, 8 days, 4 hours, and 17 minutes later.
How long was he in jail for?
Waking the Dead was a cause for concern.
I'm assuming
what?
In this instance,
not that long.
Was Chuck's father,
Bye.
What was the charge? Murder?
To flee.
I'm assuming they figured it out because he got a business. He's fine.
Oh my god.
So Ned, baby Ned, and Eugene Mulchandani, they are skipping class and they are hunting. Not really hunting. They have army clothes on somehow.
They somehow got some army clothes,
and they find a corpse because why not?
It just walking about. They found a corpse. It's fine.
And Eugene gets scared and runs off, which also has questions.
Like a normal child.
So then Ned kind of touches it back to life, and he's got a giant hole in his body.
Because Ned feels like if he can solve this murder, maybe his dad will love him. Honey, I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that.
Because your dad's a dick.
Your dad's
Unless maybe he'll help you out later on in life.
We'll get there.
Anyway, but then the guy's like, no, it wasn't a murder. I just shot myself with my gun.
Sometimes it happens, man.
But then the cops show up, and he's kind of like standing up, and then he dies, and then Ned has the gun, so it looks
like he shot him.
So then, I guess both him and Eugene go to jail.
They get arrested for murder?
Even though Eugene wasn't there? He went back?
Yeah.
And then Eugene's parents come and pick him up, and then Ned's still in jail.
How long was he in jail for?
I guess not that long.
What was the charge? Is that on his permanent record?
Murder was probably the charge.
Murder!
But they probably figured out that it was an accident.
I hope they did.
And then he got out of jail because he was able to get a business.
Right.
And we know he went to school.
Yeah.
We think he finished school.
We think so.
We know he finished culinary school.
I mean, yes.
So that means he would have had to not been in jail.
Theoretically.
Don't think about it?
I'm not going to think about it.
What does it matter anymore?
Keep going, yeah.
So, Ned and Chuck are sad. Welcome to Pushing Daisies.
Welcome to Pushing Daisies. They're a little bummed out.
Well,
It's really bad. This is really bad.
It's a little bad.
Really?
a little bad.
Really, 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 really bad.
He just left. Now I know how you feel. Losing your dad because he dies is horrible enough, but losing him because he chooses to leave is just really horrible.
We're all traumatized. Ned's upset because A, Charles stole his car, that kind of thing.
And Ned seems to be a pretty big fan of his car, so that's a little sad.
Ned's like driving.
Yeah, he does like to drive.
Yes, and he's probably upset because now, like, this liability is gone. Also, Chuck is a bit traumatized because her dad just left her.
Yeah. And,
Like, that was a dick move.
yeah, well, especially because, she spent a lot of her life missing her dad, and then she got him back. And then he fucked right on off.
That's a dick move. But Chuck finds a button in the snow to give her false hope. But I do love his business.
I risked you. I used you to bring him back, and
True.
it was wrong, and it was selfish, and we're in this mess because of me. What if Dad goes and
True.
tells people there's a pie maker who has...
Poor Emerson.
I am done with this by-proxy hand jive. And both of you ladies ought to be mad as hell at dear old dead dad for stealing your car and stealing off into the night with a corpse face and ain't gonna do no favors for nobody.
Now that you mention it,
Once again, Emerson is right.
I'm furious.
Oh, get over it, fool.
Basically, that they're in a mess and that it's her fault, which, yeah. Because, whatever happens if Charles tells us about Ned's ability and they want to hold hands, so they do it via Emerson.
Yeah.
And then Emerson just goes off.
Yeah, Emerson has some questions. It's basically like, hey, y'all done hacked up.
You're basically saying, like, you shouldn't have brought him back to life. Like, you shouldn't have, like, kept him alive. You should have just killed him off. But it's like, so I don't know, like, if you think this, like, I'm going to get more into this when we, like, finish the show.
Yeah.
Did this kind of feel like a season finale episode to you? With this,
Not quite.
like,
It felt like towards the end of the season, but it didn't feel like a season.
I guess, like, with, like, characters, like, realizing stuff and, like, stuff about, like, themselves and, like, the way, like, stuff, like, shifts, it kind of felt like, are we getting, like,
It did feel like a bigger episode, yeah. But I'm not sure if it felt like finale.
yeah, okay. Not even with the reveal at the end?
The reveal at the end made me go, hey, let me see the next one.
Well, but, like, I guess that's the thing of, like, you should have done that. I guess it's stuff, like, with Emerson talks about how, like, some of it's on him as well, which, like, fair.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we're basically upset with them. And then also, Olive wants to help.
Fixing to tell you to mind yours.
Are you working a case? We'll break it down. Are there dead somebody?
Tell Olive!
Persons who are players later on?
Poor Olive is not in the loop.
Now Olive's mad.
Hold up, yo.
Oh, boy.
I'm not some yo-yo you can jerk up and down on it. Today, let's include her. Tomorrow, let's not win.
You know what? I hate this. Olive is my friend. We can't make her a depository of secrets one minute and then not include her the next. Why can't we just tell her everything?
Very good point.
A dumb idea. Just found a friend.
Maybe Little Big Mouth has earned it. All she does is trust us and help us, and all we do is lie to her.
We can't afford to tell Olive.
She does. All she wants to do is be a part of things and help other people.
Yes.
Let her.
But the big thing is, like, we're not telling her the secrets, and then she kind of gets upset because, like, you either let me in or you don't, and then you're kind of like, your powwow group's like, what's going on? I'm upset.
Yeah.
And I think Chuck suggested they tell Olive as well.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't think they should. I think Ned should because it's his power.
It's his story to tell, but
you know what? I was, like, thinking about this, and I never really realized this. Ned hasn't actually told anybody. Like, Chuck came back to life.
yeah.
That's how he found it. And then Emerson saw it.
Yeah.
So he's actually never told anybody.
Right.
So I feel like it's kind of like
It's time.
it's time to tell somebody, and then also, but I kind of understand why he doesn't want to tell. It's a thing. It's a messed up thing.
It's a thing.
Later on, we get to, because you were wondering, like, so there was this whole thing with Dwight, and then he just dies. So what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Well,
Who was called?
Oh, hello.
Miss Vivian. Well, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I need you to find someone for me. Dwight Dixon.
remember?
The gentleman caller. He hasn't come calling since I last found him. Horrible has happened.
That's really
The
good.
facts, as Emerson Codd knew them and Vivian did not, were these.
Yeah, what makes you think something happened to Dwight Dixon?
Because he cared about me. He wouldn't just leave
Aw,
without
honey.
explanation. Even
this is
worse,
fine.
He could be dead.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Well, did you two have intimate relations?
Very long walks. Clarinet concerto.
I meant in the biblical sense.
No.
Well, then allow me to put this to you delicately. You see, men are dogs. They come, sniffing around, barking up your tree. But if they don't see a kitty cat up in that tree, pretty soon they just stop barking. Dwight ain't missing. He's barking up somebody else's tree.
Dwight wouldn't do that. He's a romantic.
He's a bad man, a sociopath, a man who just as soon stab a friend in the neck or shoot him in the back with a long-range, high-powered sniper rifle. Dwight Dixon's gone away. Now you just accept that and stop trying to bring him back.
But a shock and awe campaign was the only way to stop her search for Dwight.
Oh,
Spice
man.
me up something fresh and
Bad.
expensive, and it better be on the
Not
house,
great.
because I just saved...
We're at Emerson's office, and he's playing with yarn. And then Vivian stops by and says, can you figure out what happened to Dwight?
Yeah.
Because he's gone.
Right.
So,
Emerson tries to break it to her gently.
that he was a shitty guy?
Yeah, basically.
Here's the thing, though, and I'm confused about this. Remember in episode 3 when they had the guy that, the funeral home guy who died, and then Emerson took the case and said that you want me to take his case because nobody else is going to look into this?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he do that this time? Is it because he likes Vivian?
Probably because it was a split-second decision.
That makes sense, but I think it
yeah.
would have made more sense if he would have... I think it would have made more sense if he took the case and then gathered up the evidence saying that he wasn't a good person.
Right, yeah.
But I understand. I guess, like, in that moment, you're just kind of, like, he was, like,
It was
stressed
like-
about everything.
yes.
It's kind of like, go away.
It was gut protective instinct that he wanted to, like, shoo her away.
Yes. So, basically, but Vivian is upset because she doesn't know where Dwight is.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to figure that out.
Right.
And yes. And also like I'm saying, like, he was a bad guy, and like I feel like maybe also like if it was a split second thing, get like evidence, like if you have anything, like how do you know he's a bad guy?
Right, yeah.
Were you involved?
Right.
Yes, but then Emerson goes back to the pie hole, and tells them that he just saved their asses. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get the Norwegians.
What did you tell her?
Oh, I said no need to pay me. I know damn well where Dwight Dixon is. Buried in the ground where I put him. What you think I said? I said no.
Good day, Emerson Codd.
Hello, Magnus.
We've been consigned to investigate the disappearance of Dwight Dixon.
That's really funny. The Norwegians. Great. That was not who I was expecting to see this episode. It was fabulous.
What were you expecting?
I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. And that was fun because they're just like this. It's great. What's the word I'm looking for?
Great.
No, but hold on. Continue.
So it's two men and a woman. It's a Magnus Olstad Datter or Dather. I don't know Norwegian pronunciation. Sorry, Hedda Lillehammer and Niels Nielsen or Niels Nielsen. I'm sorry,
Nils Nilsson.
Niels Nielsen. And they're the Norwegians.
They're the Norwegians, and
they're a detective agency.
Yes, and the word I was looking for, I think, was Ersatz, which is German. But basically, Ersatz, made or used as a substitute, typically an inferior one, for something else.
The more you know.
So that's what they made me think of. But yes, they are these almost Scandinavian doppelgangers of our lovely crime-solving crew.
Hooray!
Which is very fun.
I'm still mad, so ignore my caring tone. But why are we hiding?
Chuck was hiding to avoid a crack forensic team from discovering she was infamous murder victim, lonely tourist Charlotte Charles. As proud members of the Norwegian Ministry of Justice and Police, lead until their beloved homeland, ranked an astonishing 37th in the world of homicides, no longer deemed their services necessary. They
Good job,
abandoned
Norway.
their motherland when reports of a small place with a big murder rate halfway around the world
Yeah.
caught their eye. Positive
America.
their forensic know-how and advanced skill.
We learned this story that they were like part of the Norwegian police force, and they were good.
Yes.
And then the murder rate went down. Good job, Norway.
Which is great, but because Norway is not like huge. Not
Population wise, like land
population. Wait, why? How big is the population in Norway?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up because I want to know. Population of Norway. It is 5.32 million.
Okay.
So hold on. Frame of reference: the state of Pennsylvania has 12.8 million people. So
And Pennsylvania's not even it's big, right? Pennsylvania
is the 5th largest state.
Oh, it takes like
population-wise.
6 hours to get from here to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but 5th largest population wise. But I mean, if you go to out west, there's a lot bigger states.
But thoughts on the Norwegians?
But so the Norwegians, not a lot of crime to solve.
Right.
But there is a lot of crime in the United States.
Good job, America.
Good job, America. Proud of you.
So they
Keep on killing.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, please. Thank you.
So then they ride their bus across the sea.
Yeah, they travel by map.
I mean, if you're gonna go to a place also that has a lot of murder, Pavin County.
Yeah.
Fair amount of murder.
But
then they keep getting Emerson keeps getting the stuff instead.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, Emerson is top dog, and the Norwegians are trailing.
Right. But how'd you feel about these three?
I thought it was really funny. I just think the just having a rival gang, but they're Norwegian is really funny. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I only knew one of the actors because was the guy played Magnus as Orlando Jones, who I know he's in a bunch of stuff, but I know him from Sleepy Hollow, that show.
Oh, okay.
That I want to do eventually, even though the ending is stupid and I get mad at a point and I hate it.
Mm-hmm. What other things has he been in?
I know he was in
Close Search.
What was he on? He's on Mad TV.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I know him from Sleepy Hollow mainly. He's on American Gods currently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow, which is what I know from Black Dynamite. That's where I know Orlando Jones from. Anyway, where was I? But so yeah, they're fun, and but they're also they're not Emerson kind of seems like the more noir kind of detective, and then they're just kind of the science based and
yes.
So they keep asking him questions does he know anything about this, and why didn't he take it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know diddly or squat.
Unfortunately for you, the facts say the opposite. Niels, refresh Mr. Colt's memory.
Fact 1. Vivian Charles claims you refused her case.
We didn't rob no Hobbs, and certainly not no damn circle.
We have copies of Dixon's credit card statements. He was a frequent eater at this very eatery.
Therefore...
And they have to hide. Chuck and all is hiding with her. He's like, I'm so mad, but I want to know what we're doing. Because Olive is too good for them.
It's true. She's willing to jump into it, and they are not ready to let
Even
her in.
later on.
Yeah.
She's still too good for them.
Yeah.
This is why she has an Emmy for this role.
That's a very good point. Your hair, you're messing up your hair.
I know. I gotta fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this sounds like one thing, but because I keep pushing them up when they're falling off.
Yeah, but your hair keeps going.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Which I don't.
That's better.
I don't want to poof.
Good.
I'm not Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And that's
we left that in the 2010s.
No, it's still on. There's the
we left that fashion in the 2010s.
That's true. Yeah, Snooki's better now.
Yeah.
They're all better-ish now.
Sure, why not?
I've seen stuff. There's also there was a because Sarah watches this. There was a dating show with Vinny and Pauly D where they were dating women on the same show.
Okay.
Great. You didn't have to get unlike other crappy dating shows. They didn't have to get engaged.
Oh.
Right away.
Oh well, that's good.
They can just have a relationship, which is better.
Take it.
Bachelor.
Calling out the Bachelor. Wow. Bachelor Nation's gonna come out. And
why do they have to get engaged? Why can't they just have a relationship?
I don't.
Also, with this season.
Because love is a series of conditional transactions.
I mean, I know some of them are still married. Good for them, but
good for them. But you're the minority, honey. Okay, let's Pushing Daisies.
We haven't seen each other in so long. There's a lot.
It's been a while. We're catching up.
Yes. So But the Norwegians plan to find out what happened to Dwight using Mother.
Yeah, how you plan to do that?
With help from Armada, the most sophisticated mobile investigative laboratory facility of its kind.
Then run on home to your mother because you're not welcome here. My pie hole. No clues, no dirt, no service.
So can they prove that a man can magically bring the dead back to life?
Big Mother's fought.
Mother. Which is their science lab.
Yeah, I forgot.
On wheels.
I think I can find that. It's the anagram. But I'll look it up. But I think like if somebody said if you actually like put the anagram together, it's MILF. I loved that so much. I still love that.
That's very good. That's very good.
I still loved in that episode of Riverdale where Cheryl's like to Archie's dad, "You look extremely dilfy today." That was a good line.
Mother's watching. Any last words?
Thank you. Ow. What just happened?
Nothing.
We are in a
So
crisis.
much. They want to learn everything possible. They try to take some DNA samples from Ned, which is like, what are they going to get from whatever? And then Olive, again being helpful, steals it. And they leave, and now they're worried that like they're going to find out what happened to. Which, you know, they seem like they know what to do. They're not going to get the magic part because who is?
Right. Yeah, that is not a logical conclusion that you would come to.
Unless you can figure out what DNA.
Which would be very weird.
Oh, that'd be fun though for like a thing like. You could like there's like a DNA thing strand in your body. That's not where DNA is. Like no,
you get DNA. It's right here.
Well, I mean, I got a hair on my arm, so like there's DNA in there. But like
DNA.
there's like a spark in there that like means that you're magic, like a mutant gene.
Yeah.
Can you write a story about that?
Hold on.
Do like that new fairy show that's on Netflix.
What?
Winx.
Winx.
That's not good, right?
Winx. I haven't seen it yet. I was a Winx Club fan back in the day, but I haven't heard the good things about the Netflix show. But I was a big old Winx fan back in the day. Don't ask me anything about it because I really can't remember anything.
They were
because I was a child. This was literally 15 years ago.
But they were fairies, right?
They were fairies, yes.
It's like Gem and the Holograms. I mix up like so many shows in my head. Like Winx and like Gem and the Holograms and like totally
very different
and like totally spied.
Totally spies?
Spies, that what it is? I watched that.
I totally spied. They were definitely spied on. We sure did watch those girls hang out for a little
like
while.
Sailor Moon, they're like all the same.
Oh my god, honey.
I know they're not all the same.
That's as an animation fan that hurt me a lot to hear you say. Please continue with the episode before I start crying.
I know they're not all the same. I know they're going anyway. Anyway, I'm having a good time. I think whatever. So that's a fear. Mm-hmm. And so they want to try to get Vivian to like not like to call up the Norwegians. Mm-hmm. So we have to go back to Olive, who's like, it's like now we let her in when we need her.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this to Olive.
Oh man.
Oh, itty bitty.
Oh, honey.
You mean it? What'd you do, kill Dwight?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. You didn't, did you?
No, but...
Yes.
But what?
I promise you, it is not out of spite. We're just trying to protect you.
But I don't need protection. That's what I have several long-standing restraining orders for. I need to feel like I belong. I need to feel appreciated, Chuck.
So you'll do it?
I just keep thinking of like that clip from Aladdin. It's like tell her.
Oh yeah, tell her the truth.
And not all the time, which is like upsetting.
And we don't tell her everything that we only tell her the bare minimum, and not what she wants to know, but what she just needs to know, and then we shut her out for everything else.
Well,
Yay.
I think Ember says something about like she has a big mouth, and like she does, but
she's been the secret keeper for a lot of other people,
right? And like I think it's like a thing of like if. But I guess, like, before, like, when she had the secrets, like, she couldn't really talk to her friends about that. Mm-hmm. And, like, if it's, like, a thing of, like, you know, bringing, like, the dead thing, and, like, that whole thing, she probably could have mentioned to Vivian or Lily, but she still has everybody else that she can talk to if she's, like, around for the most part. Also, she's still in love with Ned, so, like, it's a mess.
She's still in love with Ned.
But they ask her to go to Vivian and say, hey, call these people off. Mm-hmm. And then she decides to go.
There's been foul play. Says who? And who are these Norwegians?
They came highly recommended. In their home country, they're the most decorated figure since Thor Bjorklund, inventor of the handheld
like the
cheese
god?
saucer.
Lily's sudden spiking
Chris
body
Hemsworth?
temperature
Yeah.
stemmed. Amongst his possessions, the Norwegians would discover a trail of evidence leading them to Lily herself.
Call off the Norwegians.
He even snuck into the pie hole once after hours and menaced me right to my face.
See? It's a good thing he's gone.
Why on earth would he menace you?
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Well, then,
And they want to go to the detectives, basically calling him off. Lily's worried that the Norwegians are going to go to the hotel room and find the note that she left. Remember?
Which is very incriminating.
Super incriminating.
Yes.
She tries to convince him, Vivian to drop the case, and then she's like, why? It's like, I'm trying to protect you. And then Olive's like, bing!
I can't tell you.
This gives me pause.
Secrets
a
upon
manicure
secrets.
might help.
Somebody's going to
Pause,
snap.
like one step past
It's gonna be
the point
Cailin.
I'd like to stop.
Probably gonna be me.
Because they don't think that you're responsible enough to hear or handle the truth. So they have these private chit-chats in corners and in booths and
Or
you
Olive.
shimmy on over to just say a simple top of the morning to you. They clam up and avoid you like you got the Ebola. Aren't you tired? And if you want to enlist a crack team of PIs from the land of Norwegia, you go, girl, because maybe then you'll finally get the respect, trust, and honesty
Oh,
you deserve
honey.
from your so-called best friends.
As Olive Snook broke
This is
ranks
fine.
with Lily and came to the...
She keeps hearing that, and then she's getting madder and madder.
Yeah, because, she realizes that maybe she and Vivian are not so unlike.
Because everybody's keeping secrets from them.
Because everyone keeps things from them under the guise of being protective, but really it's just damaging. And you know what? If you want to go figure it out, you go. Girl.
I think it's because they think that they're vulnerable in a sense. And I think it's like with Vivian, I think we're vulnerable.
Yes.
And also, I don't want to admit that I screwed over my sister by sleeping with her fiance and having a child out of wedlock with him.
Right.
Because that's bad.
Yes.
And then with, I think all of it's like A, to protect her because, like, murderers. B, it's like, is she going to tell?
Right.
Which whatever. So Olive decides that she's going to support Vivian and not tell her to call it off, which, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like she is questioning stuff. So then we go with the hotel room and they find the note.
Yes.
Which, not good.
Which is not.
Was of no significance
I mean, if there's
at
a
all.
bunch of guns, isn't that something?
That's Lily's handwriting.
I mean, that kind of takes it off of everybody else, doesn't it?
Oh no.
Oh no!
Hello, Lily. Lily, I'm afraid this is going to be a confrontation.
Now.
Honestly, and this is a petty accusation, therefore I'm not proud. But I don't think you like that he made me happy.
Dwight Dixon is trouble.
Dwight Dixon lavished me with courtly blandishments and picnics complete with
He's
cooked
also a bad
pea and
guy.
soup. There may have been involvement with... He dug her up.
He dug her up. Took it from her. So I took it back and took his watch, too. You want to know what was going to happen between me and Dwight at the cemetery if he showed? Me and both barrels were going to convince him to dig Charlotte's grave right up again and put that watch back exactly where he found it. I don't get any satisfaction from seeing you hurt.
This is why I would never do that to you ever, ever, ever. Except for that one time.
It's just like
As the cold
like
snap
just a
between
little
the
thing.
aunts grew colder,
A
the
little
pie
thing?
maker and Chuck were investigating the...
Great.
And they present that to Vivian, and then Vivian asks Lily about it, and basically tells her the truth of what she was planning on doing and why she went there.
Right.
Was because of the watches, saying hey, he dug up the graves,
Yeah.
which not good. Does not, and that she was basically going to force him to dig it up, put it in there, and then hopefully not kill him. But if she had to,
Yeah, she was prepared to.
yes.
But no, and that's a hard thing to watch because it is like they have to emotionally deal with the fact that somebody desecrated the grave of somebody they love, and that's jacked up.
Yes, and then also Vivian's upset because are you happy that you're right? And then it's I don't want to be right.
Yeah, she's like, I know I'm right, but I don't want to be. As somebody with an incessant need to be right, I feel.
And then also she says you get satisfaction from me being hurt, and I'm just
Yeah, I know.
Meanwhile, Chuck and Ned, because they're kind of on a thing of like trying to find Charles.
Mm-hmm.
So they go back to the house and Chuck finds another button because again, false hope.
Mm-hmm.
Abandon me.
Maybe it's a sign from my dad. He'd always give me a button to hold on to on long journeys to summer camp, or he'd sneak one in my pocket on the first day of school to let me know that he was there and he was watching me and that everything would be okay.
Chuck, is that realistic?
My life has been so unreal. I don't know what realistic is. I died.
It's been a journey.
Life again, and so was my dad, and it's something that we both share that nobody else can, which is why I know.
And that he's still around watching over them. He just can't be around them, which but why?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and we also Emerson's still watching the Norwegians.
Meanwhile, Emerson Card was
So
once
wait, is
again
Kurt
keeping
occur
his
100
eye
miles
on them
away
in the hope
Payman
that the
County?
forensic
That would be
breadcrumbs
very.
from Dwight's motel
That's like a
would not
be a very
lead
long
the
drive.
Norwegians
Well,
back
I mean,
his
I've done
way.
close to that, so maybe
Using the
2 hours.
gumshoe
That'd be 2
skills
hours, yeah.
that made him great, the #1 detective in Payman County
So how did
took
they get
the
them into
fight
the
to his
car?
opponent.
I can't believe you guys think my former friends are up to no good, too.
Oh, hell no.
You itty-bitty traitor.
I don't have enough fingers and toes to count the secrets that they flaunt in my face.
To be fair,
And that Dwight Dixon, I come bearing gifts. The pie maker saliva, because they have things in their mouth and in their hands that they do not want stored
can you
around.
tell somebody's
The kinds of
magical through
things
their
that could
saliva?
lead them to kill a man, perhaps?
Well,
I don't think
that's why
so.
I'm here. You
And he's discovered that Olive has joined their team because good for her.
Because you know what? She can. And are we mad at her?
No.
Because listen, if you know what? Yeah, if you keep doing things to push people away, eventually they're going to leave.
They're going to leave you.
Yeah, and that's no one's fault but your own.
We also find out that she is from Norwegian stock.
She she is of Norwegian descent.
Yep. And she gives back the sample of Ned's saliva.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. And what's it? Oh, they're kind of trying to figure. So she's trying to figure hey, where are you on this? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
The DNA analysis that I performed on your hair told us everything we needed to know.
Oh, I was under the impression that penicillin would clear that up.
No, what he means is that you're of good, strong, shapely Norwegian stock.
Oh.
That's all cool.
Cool.
Without her, we'd be just another.
Emerson Claude. So, what do you think happened to Dwight Dixon?
He appears to have vanished.
And how he vanished probably wasn't pretty like you. He had enough weapons in his room to arm the Norwegian militia.
All evidence.
I know what you're
points
hoping
to a
for.
dangerous
I'm
man
not hoping for
with a
anything. It's
destructive
funny.
agenda.
Can you handle more? It's getting hotter from here.
We also find your shovel under Dwight's bed. The mineral content of the caked
They're very
on dirt
minded in
matches
a
that
way.
of the local
Aren't they?
cemetery exactly.
Yeah, right?
More importantly,
An exhumation order. You don't mean you're gonna dig him up?
yeah.
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 No.
And that they're going to exhume the graves of Chuck and Charles, which concerning.
To get evidence, which is very bad once
Because
they
one of those
realize-
coffins is empty and the other one has Dwight Dixon in it. Yeah. So not good.
Not great.
Nope. So then Emerson tells them what he saw. And then Chuck is kind of everybody's kind of blaming themselves. Chuck's saying this is all my fault, with everything that Dwight. Ned says it's his fault because he was using his finger, he had choices. Emerson's I could have not gone to you for. I could have just done this on my own, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Olive's a Norwegian.
Maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome. They'd lured her in and she doesn't know what she's doing.
How come
She
this is
did
Swedish?
who knew exactly what she was doing.
You're not that pushy and you're not to blame. Olive betrayed us because we can't let her in, and we can't let her in because of my magic finger. Somehow or other, it always
Ned,
comes
stop
back to
putting the
my
blame on
magic
yourself.
Maybe so. But in about 5 minutes...
You only did stuff inadvertently.
We're gonna have the coffins...
So, everybody's kind of admitting that, we're all screwed up.
Everyone made mistakes that got us in this very, very hairy situation.
Right. So, anyway, back to the Norwegians. They've exhumed the bodies.
Yes.
We opened both coffins.
While in a graveyard in Kurdaker, the Norwegians found
You good?
themselves unprepared
Nope.
for the shocking discovery that Emerson Codd's prediction was only half right. Both coffins were empty.
Questions?
Empty?
And suspiciously,
They're both empty.
both are empty.
Questions?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well,
we knew that there should have been one body at least.
Or just one body, but there were no body. No body.
I mean, technically, in like a normal society, there should have been like 2 bodies.
Yes, as far as they knew, there were supposed to be 2 whole bodies, but they were in fact only one.
So many questions. We'll get to it.
Yeah, interesting. I was questioning something.
So Emerson bribes the groundskeeper and says that they tell him about the empty coffins.
Mm-hmm.
The Norwegians popped the tops on them coffins, saw they were full of nobody, loaded them up in the mama-mobile and took off.
But how come my dad's coffin be empty? It's supposed to be full of Dwight Dixon. Oh, God, we buried him.
Well, hooray!
My dad. Who else could it be? Button, don't you see? He moved the body to protect us.
What a good dad. You don't suppose...
Your DNA's all over the grave.
And with no real reason for
Are
it
your
to
dad's
be
funeral
there.
20 years
then
ago?
I'm guilty.
I am
How long does
guilty.
DNA
It
last?
wasn't my hand
Why?
to touch Charles.
20 years?
Put Dwight
I don't
Dixon
know.
in the
Okay.
grave.
Just
And
depends.
it definitely
But,
wasn't
like,
my
especially, like,
hand
if
that
there's, like,
forced the magic
stuff on
finger
it.
to wake dead dad.
So then we're wondering, like, how did Dwight get out, even though he's dead?
It's a great question.
Yep. And then also, but they're going to find a bunch of DNA, which is fair.
Yeah, there's gonna be DNA all over there because they had to put a body in there, and now there was a body in there, and they had to put a body in there. Interesting.
But Ned comes up with a plan, and basically Emerson's going to distract the Norwegians with like sort of like what he has, even though he doesn't have much.
Yeah.
I got a plan. You're gonna tell the Norwegians everything you know.
Let me tell you everything I know.
Although we don't wish to look a gift horror in the mouth, Mr. Cod. Why would you tell us everything you know?
A confession is good for the soul. When you look at a case,
You want a
through
spin-off show with the
lens of
Norwegians?
microscope, you tend to really
No,
miss
but they
on
are
what
entertaining.
matters.
And so if there's anyone to blame, it's me. My finger. My fault. I'm driving solo this time.
Isn't Ned's fault?
Well, you know what they say with great power.
Did he bring back Chuck's father and make him stay back permanently?
He did half of that.
Was it of his own free will?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, Ned is gonna hotwire the car to get, or hotwire mother to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of like, this is where we're admitting that like part, like it's basically like a step thing of like everybody admitting like we're all at fault here because like Ned's big thing is like I could have not agreed to work with Emerson, but I
Right.
did. This was me.
Yeah, Ned does definitely blame himself for just about anything that happens ever. He
should
tries to
blame-
take responsibility for.
I think it's just like because I could have said like it's like you made a choice, and this is everything is like led to this, but and some of them he doesn't regret. Like he doesn't regret bringing Chuck back, which you know, fair.
Yeah. I would argue yes.
This isn't what it looks like.
You're not trying to hotwire Mother so you can drive away with the truckload of evidence they have on you?
Okay, it is what it looks like. The last thing I ever wanted to do was show you out of my life.
You know what Ned should
Open
do?
up to the Norwegians.
Tell her.
What, you think this is
Tell her the
You gave
truth.
them my swab.
Pig spit.
Don't deny it. Emerson saw you.
Oh, dummy, pig spit. The swab I gave them came from Pigby, not you. I don't know what they did to make you look so dirty.
I got myself dirty.
Well, allow me to soap up those hard-to-reach places.
By helping me destroy the evidence.
Simple thank you would suffice.
Oh, thank you.
This itty-bitty's always on your side, no questions asked.
She's the best.
She's too good for them.
Talking about Dwight.
Can you ask the questions while we steal the RV?
That's a yes or no question, and the answer is yes.
Oh!
Hooray!
Oh, Ned.
They're doing that. Meanwhile, Olive is still in the van. We find out that she wasn't actually switching sides. She was trying to be a double agent because she's still helping even though nobody's telling her anything. And then also she didn't give them Ned's saliva. She gave them Pigby's.
Ha-ha!
Ha-ha.
Which is great because Olive is just so good. We love her. We have no choice but to Stan. No, I don't use Stan.
You don't?
I don't. Not really, but
I don't mind the term. I hate the term hot takes, but I don't mind the term stan.
it's very interesting. Interesting.
Again, if there's a better word, let us know.
That's fine. Well, I'm not like I don't. Yeah. Anyway, that's the whole thing. I don't want to get into. But yes. So, but Olive is great because like when she wants to go, she's working. She got this.
But so then she gives Ned the keys, and they just drive off with Mother instead of hot wiring it.
Not when we have Mother. Where's Mother going?
Bye.
Looks like you're about to become orphans.
Stop! Mother?
Aww.
Do you know why Charles Graves was
That's how you get
empty?
abandoned.
Was his grave robbed?
No.
no one took the body?
No.
And what'd he do, just get up and walk away?
Yes.
Yes.
Chuck's father's alive?
Yes. Hold on.
What are we doing?
Did you kill him?
Dead end!
Is that an admission?
No! Dead end!
Well, then why did we not go off? Why did we go off the road?
Yeah, that was very weird.
Basically, Olive's like, can you just like tell me stuff? And then they're like, can you do yes or no questions? And he's like, yes. And then, so then they do that as they're driving, and also they drive off the road at one point. I don't know why.
Because it seems like they didn't have control of the vehicle, but they did have control of the vehicle, but they didn't have control of the vehicle. And so I was a little confused about how much control of the vehicle they actually had.
Yes, but actually a good amount of stuff is like kind of revealed. Like he's being pretty open except for the magic part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, the magic part isn't.
He's kind of saying like Charles also faked this to death, and like they might have had something to do with Dwight, and she's like getting all the stuff, and then they dive off a cliff.
Yeah.
I guess it's like trying to get rid of Mother, but like anyway. So then they're dangling.
Yes,
like Ned's
precariously.
Dramatic effect.
Dramatic.
Thank God for my naturally clingy nature.
I'm sorry about so many things.
I'm not. Well, maybe one thing. I'm sorry. You never looked at me the same way you look at Chuck.
I wouldn't say never.
Of all the secrets untold, this was the one Olive Snook wanted to hear most.
You're about to die.
If you've got me, who's got you?
Good question.
The mysterious masked man who rescued the Playmaker and Olive would remain
You
a
okay?
mysterious noose.
Ned's like here on like hang onto a branch, and then Olive's like holding on, and they have like a conversation, which I think was like a we might be about to die conversation. Let's just get some of this stuff
Just
out there.
put it all out on the table.
Which is like Olive says, I wish you would have looked at me the way you look at Chuck. And then Ned says, or like, you never looked at me the way you look at Chuck. And then Ned says, I wouldn't say never.
Yeah.
So that's something.
That's something. Well, great way to keep her baited. Not that was the intention, but
I think he was being honest.
He
Though.
was being honest.
Like
Yeah.
probably even like before like Chuck was around. I think he was like at one point thinking like maybe.
I mean, you know.
For a while, he was probably the only woman that he interacted with.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think like I don't know if he had feelings for her, but maybe thinking like I'd bang her.
But
so I think he's being honest, thinking he's about to die.
Yeah.
So then, but then they don't die. Instead, they are helped up by a masked man.
Interesting.
We'll get to it.
Interesting.
I'm here against my better judgment, considering the callous braggadocio with which you previously gave me the heave-ho. I suppose it's a holdover from their Viking ancestry. It would be difficult to rape and pillage with the subtlety of a humanist.
That's why I called you.
Our Charlotte Dwight stole her?
Yes.
I wish there was something I could say to explain why or make you feel better, but I do know this. You can't steal someone's soul by robbing their coffin. You have to believe that whatever was taken from that grave, that wasn't your niece.
Thank you, Mr. Cott. It seems my
Your niece at the pie hole.
sister was right.
Right down the street.
Dwight was indeed a bad man.
So Emerson calls Vivian, and they basically their thing is that Dwight stole both the bodies, which is probably just like break her heart even more.
Yeah.
And that is like, and that saying like he was really a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And Ned and Olive are back in Chuck's apartment after he's rescued, and then Olive says like, "Oh yeah, we think it was your dad, Charles." And then Ned's like, "Yeah, I told her that he faked his death."
I told Olive all about your dad and how he faked his own.
Oh my God! Why can't we just tell him the whole truth? Nothing but the truth.
Although I say that having never met him and not getting a good look at who pulled us up from that cliff, he was covered from.
I mean, I feel like that's
He has a
Ned's
very delicate,
choice.
Skin condition.
Like your allergy to Ned.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Hereditary link. Oh, Jiminy Jehoshaphat! I went out on a limb for you people. A tree limb jutting from a cliff with my limbs dangling over certain death. AKA murdered.
Olive, murder is a very big word.
Did he die of natural causes?
Yes. Yes.
Are either of you referring to murder as a natural cause?
And then also like they can't touch because of the allergy thing, and we're just like, can you just tell? We're the G thing. Tell her the truth.
Tell her the truth
Already. Although I kind of wonder, like, would she need proof of like the magic?
I don't know.
I think they should have told Olive. Should have told Olive. Who knows if they will, even though we only have 3 episodes left. So, you know, there's that. The Norwegians arrive at the pie hole to say like what happened with Mother, and then she's kind of still saying that she's on their side and that she was bamboozled.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Olive Snook, what worked in the pie hole
We just tell her.
Work for
Oh
the
my God,
Norwegians
that's so
who
frustrating.
adhered to a strict do ask, do tell policy.
You killed our mother.
True.
The drama.
Okay.
What do you think of the
You're
steering
normal
wheel?
crime lab. Then they beat me with a blue and yellow sock as they got high on ABBA and tiny little meatballs. That's a dam.
Should I believe you? You're both racist.
Only because you're standing so close.
She's lying.
And that,
Yes.
there's a lot of stuff with Hedda. She's like checking her pulse and then just...
Yes, yes, Hedda is, I guess the stereotype during the time this is written was that the Scandinavians were very progressive.
I mean, good for them.
We're like very progressive. I know students are very progressive, so things get a little homoerotic sometimes. Fun, but
weren't the Vikings also like, they would fuck anything?
I mean, the Greeks would too, so who knows?
It's just those, obviously, the great Christians who would not. They were wholesome.
The very, very boring Christians don't know how.
They
to
were wholesome, and they never did anything wrong ever.
They never did anything wrong.
No,
they were just here to.
And then we expanded to like Catholics, like they never did anything wrong.
Never.
Protestants,
Nope.
What group never did anything wrong?
Great question. We'll leave that one for you to decide.
I don't know.
Please don't start any faith wars in the.
I'm even thinking of like not even like religions, but like cultures and like these types of people. Did they ever do anything wrong?
The ones that stay as far away from us as possible.
Australia?
No, that's where we send all the criminals.
Well, the British did.
That's true.
New Zealand?
New Zealand's pretty good. I mean, kind of the same deal, but like.
I mean,
pretty good
I
now.
remember that one episode of New Zealand. They're talking about like that law thing they did with the Hobbit. So
yeah, that was. I mean, but otherwise, not a bad place. I would like to go to New Zealand, but
Me too.
They probably would not accept me there.
Why?
to be a citizen. Because we're Americans, and like honestly, if I was any other country, I would also probably.
I just want to go visit.
I would also probably ban the Americans. I would like to go visit too. Let's go.
Wait, did the New Zealand ban Americans from going there?
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, like now.
Theoretically, though, I would anyway.
But we're the good Americans. We're not all.
So anyway, pushing daisies.
You good?
We're good.
Okay. So there's but then they find out that there's activity on Dwight's credit card, and we're like,
She's telling the truth. There's activity on Dixon's credit card. He just checked back into the Come and Sleep Hotel.
Oh, yes, he's alive.
Is he?
That's good.
You have questions?
Right?
Yeah, that's something.
And
Racing to the scene
And concerns?
Dixon's credit card hit.
Illuminated.
We did it.
To us.
The details in the case did speak loud and clear, but the story they told was a lie, for the facts were not these. A more logical tale of a man who had simply died of natural causes. The hidden booty of heirlooms and gold crowns stashed under the mattress implied a seasoned grave robber, and the can of fuel accelerant indicated the two bodies robbed had gone up in flames. In the end,
Well,
all
isn't
the
that
evidence
fucking
pointed to
convenient?
Dwight acting and dying alone.
So they go back. Everybody goes back to the hotel, and then they have to get like it's a funny gag thing with the door. And they find that Dwight's there, and he dead.
Yeah, he's just looks like he's hanging out.
But so it looks like he died of natural causes. There's a can of fuel, and also some stolen stuff,
some grave robbery.
So evidence here, problem solved.
So it looks like the motive and the method were all like very neatly and cleanly laid out, and everything is neatly wrapped up, easy peasy.
Yep.
Put it in a box.
So they find that. So they're back at the pie hole. There's still no signs of like Charles anywhere.
Buoying her sister Lily's spirits after learning that their beloved Charlotte's body
I
was
think
gone.
Lily should tell Vivian something.
Meanwhile, The pie maker meditated on his own responsibilities.
Any sign of your dad?
Nope. No hide,
real
nor
fruit.
hair, nor button.
Touching dead things has only gotten me into trouble, so no more. Besides, I've already got the best thing I'm gonna get from it. You.
No more dead fruit, no more dead people?
Yeah, I'm going cold turkey. From now on, investigating crime is Emerson's business, and baking pie is mine.
Hooray!
This is all my fault. But my dad, he already fixed everything.
I don't want your dad or anyone else's to fight my battles or clean up my messes.
So that's it?
That's it.
While the pie maker took responsibility for his actions, he was wrong about the dad who fought his battles.
This is what I was thinking. Okay. This I had a theory here.
This particular mess. It was the pie maker's father.
And also, but Chuck's kind of like, all right, maybe he'll come back, and then also we see that Ned is not using dead fruit, but fresh fruit.
Yes. Because he has turned a new leaf.
He's quitting cold turkey, bringing stuff back from the dead.
He already brought back what he needed to, and he's done with it now.
He's done, and no more fruit, not even with fruit, nothing.
Nothing.
Because, yes, so. Yes, and then that's kind of where we end up Ned, and then also we find out that it wasn't Charles who kind of helped them. It was Ned's father.
Yes.
Questions?
I actually predicted this. I wish I said it out loud.
Yeah?
Because, no, I think they're like, oh yeah, it must have been Charles. And I'm like, that seems a little too simple. I'm going to guess it is Ned's father, because we saw him at the beginning of the season and he disappeared. And in a way that he usually typically does, because he likes to do that apparently. But I knew he had to come back somehow, and that was very exciting. I feel like there's another shot somewhere where I was like, oh, Ned's dad has come back.
The first episode of the season.
Yeah, no, I mean somewhere else in this episode.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I said. But yeah. So I was excited to see the return of Ned's father. It's only going to complicate things, and I'm very excited about it. But it's funny because we already had this kind of little baby arc earlier in the season, being like, well, maybe Ned's father did the things he did for a reason, and maybe he's not a dick. And then we're like, wait, no,
he is a dick.
It sounded like he was a dick, but now we're coming back and he's like, but he's still helped out somebody. So what does that mean? And I don't know what it means. But I'm very curious to see where that maybe, hopefully, possibly will potentially take us. I know we only have a few episodes left, so I know I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I am curious.
I think it means that he probably screwed up in his life constantly.
Understatement, yeah.
And then maybe stuff kept following him, and then maybe it's that stuff has suddenly stopped following him, and he's trying to redeem himself a bit. Who knows?
Hopefully. Maybe.
Yeah, I have theories about him that doesn't actually work out, but I'm not going to talk about them now.
That is a conversation for later.
What do you think of this episode?
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
I mean, I like when things move forward. So, I like this. I wish we just... it's still very frustrating that we haven't let Olive in on everything. Because I thought this was what this was leading up to. It was everything. And now it's just, sort of somewhat kind of many things, but not all the things. But if you don't have the one big thing in it, you can't fully picture, you can't paint the entire picture without the very big whole thing that the whole show's about. So it is very frustrating that we still haven't let her in yet, and also Olive is the best. Thank you.
I
rest my case.
I do kind of wonder, if the show, the season would have ended properly. I do kind of think she would have found out if the season ended properly.
Yeah.
But, we don't always get what we want. Sometimes we don't want a pandemic.
We don't always get what we want. Sometimes we don't want a writer's strike, because that happened during the show's run as well.
Too. You want some trivia?
Sure.
Before we read comments? I don't know how many comments we have.
It's a good question.
Yeah, so the only trivia is that this episode is formally titled Dumped, and then Mother stands for Mobile Investigation Lab Facility, or MILF.
Ha ha ha. MILF. That's really good.
Remember when you were in summer, I don't know, or in school things, and you had to have a count off thing, and everybody had a word or a thing.
Okay.
To count off groups and stuff.
Okay.
You ever had that? If you were in a group or something, you do so that you knew everybody was there.
Where everyone goes 1, 2.
So sometimes, but sometimes you do phrases, and I remember with this one group, the term what they decided to say, just add some MILF and butter. And we were like 16, so.
Oh man, I did not have to do it with the phrase. I had a very boring, I think, growing up experience in that regard.
It was fun.
There were no MILFs
All right.
involved.
Do we have comments? I know it's been a while, guys.
I'm trying to figure out what the last thing that we did was.
I don't know. Life's happened. We had the
It
whole.
was anything that was before.
It was like somebody commented a week ago saying "boo."
Thanks.
For what? I don't know. It says like in quotations, so I don't know if they're trying to be scary. I think we saw there was like one from Dim Sung. I think it was the aerial facility said very happy and then gave us a bunch of emojis.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Okay.
Zom said, "I love how real y'all's are."
Okay. Anything from Frescourt on, we haven't read.
Okay. 4810 Disney wasn't playing no games. Marvel DC fan for life.
Nice. Hey.
In the real life, the author finds an old box with the words Pines and an etching of a key on it. Inside the box was a note encoded using the vignette cipher. When decoding, the message reveals that shortly after the events of Blendon's games, a member of the Time Police began picking on Blendon for losing Globnar to 2 children. Even the Time Babies reported to have called him non-friendly Blendon. Fed up with the insults, Blendon wished it would stop. Bill Cipher appears moments later, offering to stop the Time Baby from bothering him anything again. Blendon accepts the deal, allowing for Bill to begin Weirdmageddon.
Cool.
Is that a
was
theory?
a lot of words.
Is that a theory?
I don't know. That's a lot. I couldn't process all that. I have to be actively reading it. I like. Okay.
Is that a theory?
Back to Is that a theory? So anyway, back to I like Jack Beniski. I'm a fan of this guy because he just rolled up, saw our first Gravity Falls episode, and then just like watched the rest of them just to be like, awesome video, great content, love the interview feels. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like our setup. Someone else I know recently commented and thought it was weird how we intersperse things,
like with the reaction and
reaction and video, and I'll tell you why that is.
There's a reason,
which
is copyright.
I can only put it like little bits at a time. I can't put it all together.
And even with that, we still get copyright claims.
Even then, we still get copyright claims.
But they're nice about it.
But at least with this, we have something to say like, hey, at least we do it this way.
Even though, I know plenty of channels who just put up reactions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but somehow they don't like us specifically.
Weird.
It's fine.
Why? Why do you hate us? We're good people.
Very rude.
And I think it's like we have another,
Yeah, but no, I just want to rattle all of Jack's comments here because after that first one, it goes, great video, great commentary, nice, cool, loving your channel, fun. So thank you, Jack. We appreciate you.
Yay!
And we probably should keep it there and then have some more content, maybe.
All right. Well, so that's it for this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction.
Woo!
On Pushing Daisies. We're almost done, guys, and hopefully everything will be answered. No, it won't. Sorry.
Maybe we can hope, and then cry.
Yeah, you can cry. So, thank you for watching this. Probably on YouTube. Please leave a comment. We read them on the channel.
Yay.
If we remember where we were last at.
It's hard because it's been a very long time.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's the thing. You can also like us and subscribe. We're getting close to 600.
Yeah, guys, let us hit 600.
Let us hit 1,000 soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, because then we'll do something for 1,000 subs. I don't know what. That's because we're thinking about marks,
yeah, that'd be a good one.
For special videos. So if we get to 1,000, we'll do a thing.
We'll do a very fun maybe thing. Maybe we'll just drink on camera.
I don't think anybody's ever seen us drink. Well, no, I've had a drink. I think our New Year's live stream, I remember getting really tired as we were doing it because I literally had a pint glass-ish and filled it up with a sangria that I made.
Nice.
Which and it's been fermenting. Mm-hmm. So, which might have been a mistake. But anyway. So, what was I saying?
You were listing off our social media.
Right. So subscribe to YouTube as well. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/wittyclose. Please like us there.
Like us there.
Follow us.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, we're on Twitter at wittyclose. retweet stuff.
Yeah, follow us on there.
Follow us on there as well.
Give us replies. Be some of our reply guys.
Yep, we're on Patreon, patreon.com/wittyclothes. If you want to donate money, we have stuff up there now.
There's like content.
There's like mainly just live
that you can watch.
There's live streams and us like reacting to movies.
Mm-hmm.
One movie, but like, you know, we're trying to work on. We're doing something monthly there.
We're trying.
We are trying, and so far successful.
Yeah.
So hooray!
Cool.
So there's that. We are also, what am I missing? We're on iTunes if you want to rate and comment and subscribe there. We're on Spotify if you want to follow us there. Mm-hmm. We have an email, wittyclothes@gmail.com, if you want to send us questions about stuff. We're going to do a live stream for this soon. We'll do have the day for it later, but if you want to, you know, send us questions for that, go ahead. If you can't make the live stream, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's it.
Woo! That was fun.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yes. So we'll be back next time on First Action Fan Reaction, and we're going to talk about Pushing Daisies Season 2, Episode 11, Window Dress to Kill, and Episode 12, Water and Power.
Yay.
Yay.
That sounds fun.
So for this episode of First Action Fan Reaction, I'm Dara Whitman.
I'm Cailin. Peace.
His father.
That's what I thought.
Hooray!
You
okay?
No.
No?
Not really.
Not in the slightest?
Not quite.
Well, don't worry, my dear friend who's going to let me touch her now because we're vaccinated.
Okay.
It's only going to get worse.
Thank you.
Great.
Good night, everybody.
It's not even night.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we should probably talk about it.
Okay.